All right, so the exam will have 4 questions on each hepatitis. So it's always, and they're related. So it's always, how do you get it? Means you need the mode of transmission, correct? So that includes prevention. So if you know how it's transmitted, then you will know how to prevent it. So that's the next question. Third question is signs and symptoms. And then the fourth is, of course, teaching. Teaching will cover treatment, prevention as well. All right, so they're really related. It all boils down to pathophysiology, meaning how is it transmitted, and then your patient's teaching, because the signs and symptoms are similar. And plus, there's a table that helps you. There are many forms of hepatitis, but this textbook only talks about A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, and then it tells you right from the first paragraph, A and E are the same. So don't look for a section on E because it's the same as A. Okay. So let's start with the, let me finish with the first paragraph. There's a lot of information here in the intro. A and E are both fecal and oral route. Now, don't be too narrow about when we say oral and fecal route, because does oral sex involve the correct? So you don't just see feces in food or beverages, right? So in the female specifically, because mere centimeters separate the vagina from the urethra and the rectum. So therefore, do you assume there are microscopic fecal material in the vagina? Yes, you may not admit, but yes, there is. So therefore, when someone has oral sex on an infected female, can they contract hepatitis A or E? Yes. Are we clear? All right. So when the question is saying, let's say I give you a matrix question on this on the final, I put there which ones are transmitted by each route, and then you pick, right? Do you include sexual activity? Yes. Okay. Sexual intercourse, probably not. But when we say sexual activity, that covers oral as well. All right. Intercourse. Can you get A and E through intercourse?
No.
Can you get B, C, and D through intercourse? Yes. Okay. They're through blood or unprotected sex. Okay. All right, so let's start with the table. Table 43-4. So you don't see E here, right? Actually, there is, okay, there's E here. Sorry. But it's the same again, identical A and E. So let's just stick with here up to D, because there's no difference. All right. So for hepatitis A and E, so these two have an acute form, meaning the patient is sick, deathly sick. Okay, they have nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal discomfort, okay, they have fever, sick person. Okay. The others do not. So therefore, since A and E have an acute form, they will heal. Okay, they will be cured. B, C, and D, because they have chronic forms, is there a cure? No cure. But today there is successful treatment for B, C, and D now. Okay, unlike before, the same as HIV. There used to be no treatment for, well, there's still no cure, but there is. Right. So there is effective treatment now for HIV. They become undetectable now, right? And they can no longer transmit sex. I mean HIV through sex, at least not through sex, but they can still transmit it through blood, right? So can they donate blood? No, I'm on HIV treatment. I'm undetectable. Of course not. See the difference? All right. So there's treatment, but still no cure. Okay. So if you go page by page. So it talks about A all the way to E. So what are the 4 questions you want to ask? So let's start with A, for instance. So it tells you here, so how does it transmit it? Again, any infected beverage or food, okay? And then here it tells you also about sex, okay, sexual activity. It mentioned here, oral anal contact or anal intercourse with multiple sex partners, right? So not just the patient who comes in contact, but also the food preparers. Yeah, you're making sushi, for instance, okay, and that patient has hepatitis and came out of the bathroom without washing their hands. Yeah, example. And we have vaccines. Yeah, so hepatitis A and E have vaccines, so you can complete the course before you travel. For instance, so let's say you have got to go live somewhere, right, where there's endemic hepatitis.
Question, what, since they have vaccines for A and E, to prevent A and E, if a patient have B, C, and D, do they still get vaccinated for A and C?
Yeah, they're different organisms. Yeah. So here are the signs and symptoms, and of course, management is. I mean, do I have to tell you? So don't eat. So if you suspect, right? Um, or if you go to somewhere wherein it's known to have it there, so bring your own water, right? They have to be bottled. And for sex, I mean, how do you? Yeah, I guess test your partner. Hmm? It's okay to ask. You have hepatitis? What if they say no? Just no. Say, and then they're vomiting up. No, no hepatitis, no. They look yellow. No, it's my natural skin color. So here's your teaching. A, B, C. All right. Again, I won't read it for you. So go page by page with this. An interesting fact about um, hepatitis B and C, because they're bloodborne, correct? And then you can get them through percutaneous needle sticks. Okay. Research actually shows, or statistics show, that there's only less than 1% chance that when you get stuck with a needle that you get hepatitis or even HIV for that matter. It's really a small percentage. I'm not encouraging you, okay, you stick yourself, you know. But I mean, I've been stuck. I've been stuck quite a few times. All right. I mean, no matter how careful you are, something always happens, okay, that you end up sticking yourself after injecting a patient. But every time, please go to the ER, follow protocol. I don't want to, yeah, you know, yeah. It's a hassle. I mean, it's not just you, because you're actually okay because you're still being paid. It's really your coworkers that will hate you because, oh shit, you had to stick yourselves in it, huh? Yeah, Hep B vaccination works, but what if you get something else though? What if it's not? Yeah, there's no HIV vaccination. Yeah, I mean there's PrEP, which is going to but who's taking PrEP? I mean, not who's given PrEP? Those who are male, yeah, males taking, yeah, males having sex with men, right? Yeah, so those are usually indicated. So here are your risk factors for hepatitis B. Okay, so it includes you guys. So we highly encourage you to have vaccination or frequent blood products, although it's not really, I mean, it's unheard of now that you got hepatitis from blood transfusion because we screen these carefully. IV drug use, though, yeah, or multiple sex partners. Just to remind you, with when we go to, let me take you to D. So Hep C, same as B. D, though, requires hepatitis B for replication. What does this mean? It cannot enter or infect a person unless there is prior hepatitis B exposure, meaning you have to have had B first in your blood before you can get infected with D. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So therefore, when the question goes, which hepatitis can be prevented with vaccinations? Because the only known vaccination are for A, E, and B. There is no vaccination for C and D. So which ones will you answer? Do you include D? Yes, because if you get vaccinated with B, then you're effectively vaccinating against D. Does that make sense? Just a different virus, but the nature of the disease is the same and transmission is the same. Both bloodborne. No. D only. You can't get D. Here, right here, it tells you. So because the virus requires hepatitis B and surface antigen for its replication, only people with hepatitis B are at risk for hepatitis D.
So where
No.
some people, when they get hepatitis B, it can leave the body after a while, right?
Oh,
It says that's acute hepatitis, right? B,
A and E, yeah, you lose it.
so is there
No,
any
B,
such
C,
thing
and
as?
D are chronic. You can't get rid of them. You can get
So
treated.
no, but if you, like, is there a window or something for the hepatitis B?
Mhm.
So they said that.
Like
it leaves
HIV.
The body, hepatitis, so only the hepatitis, which hepatitis leave the body after a while?
A and E.
A and E.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's about it.
Hey.